What's good, y'all? It's your boy Lou, and this is the Trenton Talks podcast, Stories Edition. So today we here with my boy Pop. I keep introducing him, but I'm supposed to let him introduce himself.
Going on, man? It's your boy Pac, Playmaking Pac, whatever you want to call me. Appreciate you for having me here, man. Get an opportunity to tell my story.
All right, man. So today we have a story of a kid from Trenton, New Jersey, that is headed to law school. Law school. I ain't gonna lie. You know, Pop. You know this is funny right here. But overall, it's amazing. It's amazing for us to see somebody doing it. Like, we living in a life right now where we getting to see people do amazing things. And damn, like, I might know a lawyer. Like, in a couple of years, I'm going to know a lawyer. I know people doing so many different amazing things, and it's just beautiful to see, man. So I had to bring him on. You know, he leave Thursday. Had to bring him on and give him his flowers. That's what this is about.
Oh, definitely, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate the opportunity to come and, like you said, tell my story. Hopefully, I can be an inspiration to other people in the city. Not necessarily they gotta do what I'm doing, but you know what I mean, just to show them that with hard work, you can get wherever you want to be, and everybody ain't gonna be a rapper or athlete.
Facts. Just showing the other routes, man. Because overall, it's other routes. You get what I'm saying? It ain't just shoot, dribble, or rap. I mean, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended on this. But nah, man. Why a lawyer?
I ultimately ended up with a career, wanted to pursue a career in law for a couple of reasons. And it's not even like, it's funny because most of the people I speak to, like people that I'm going to school with and even other lawyers, they want to do this their whole life. And that wasn't the case with me. This was a decision I actually made a year ago, like that I full on made a year ago. It's a lot of different things. We'll get into it over the course of the episode. I'll be here all day if I just go start explaining them now.
No, I mean, like, we could start. I mean, I met Pop on the AAU team. That's where we originally met, playing basketball
15 years ago, something like that.
Way back, he was a center back then. He was a big dude. But
I was the 4, man. My boy Zay was the 5. Shout out my boy Zay.
But nah, you know, we just all grew up in this city that we call home, and overall, you know, it's a small town. We all built relationships with each other's family and all throughout the city. But we know where we come from, and just seeing you navigate through, because we all navigating through the conflicts of Trenton, the plights, our own plights, so to speak. But just seeing you navigate and eventually end up here, it was such a smooth U-turn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Real smooth U-turn. And I want you to talk about what ultimately put you into making the decision to make a U-turn. Not saying you was going the wrong way, but just saying that sometimes our environment overall, we have so many different directions we could take in life. Like,
yeah, I'll get into it. First things first, I was having a lot of little petty run-ins with like police and things like that. Just, you know, having to go to court and things like that. And the whole aspect of it kind of interested me. Although, like, you know, I was there because I was in some trouble, but I was just thinking about it like this whole interests me. But what ultimately led me to push me completely was 2 things. So the first thing is actually what I wrote my personal statement about to get into law school. I was chilling with a friend of mine. Me and her would kick it all the time. This was my dog. Still my dog. But we was in her yard and we was chilling, smoking or whatever. I had to leave, so I came back. When I got back, you see all this yellow tape and stuff on the next street over. So, you know, we all from Trenton. We know what yellow tape mean. So I asked her, like, you know, you heard a shooting or anything like that? She like, nah. To make a long story short, we was sitting in her yard, and while the police was canvassing the area, my phone rang on the car, and the police basically burned down on me as if I was the guy that did it. You know, draw their guns on me, pulled me out the car, told me I fit the description and everything. Like, you know, obviously something I had nothing to do with. And I just thought about how lucky I was to be able to not being like to be able to get out of that situation, you know what I mean? Like say they had searched my car and they found a gun or anything, you know what I'm saying? Even if I didn't do it, I would have just been in such a terrible predicament, and I wouldn't have known any reliable attorneys that I could call right then and there, you know what I mean? Like the city knows, you know, everybody knows Robin Lord and Furlong, but everybody can't get them. So I thought about it like, one, I don't know any reliable attorneys, and then I didn't know any reliable black attorneys that might understand this situation that I'm in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't relate to the situation you in. So that's what sparked the idea in my mind and got it really rolling. And then last year for my birthday, we went down to Houston, me and a couple of my boys, and my aunt, she has a her own family law firm down there. She offered me an opportunity to come stay in her house rent free till I get on my feet. And she didn't push the lawyer thing on me, but I just felt, you know, if this is something that I could see myself doing, why not do it now when I got the resources right there in the crib with me? So it's a blessing. I'm gonna be at her spot for my first semester of law school, get to save a couple of dollars. So big shout out to her, and just allowing me this opportunity.
This podcast is sponsored by Skillet Cafe, best brunch in the city. You know, make sure you come down to 1113 South Warren and get your 2 lits, your steak and your eggs. Come on down. So ultimately, it sounds to me like you was being guided in this direction. Like I'm a very spiritual person, and it seemed like this was in your cards. You know, all of the situations played out. This is a part of your story. You get what I'm saying? But did you ever see this as a kid? Did you have any moments where you might have seen like some symbols, or that this was foreshadowed to happen, that you was going to law school?
Not really. Probably the only time is when I was real young. You know, my grandmother, my nana, may she rest in peace, she moved into my home to watch me, and one time she had a real bad car accident. So her lawyers would come by the house and stuff. So sometimes I would like sit at the top of the steps and listen to the conversation. I didn't know what was going on, but it interests me. But it wasn't like at the time I could see myself growing up and pursuing a career in that. But I guess that's where it all originally started at, now that I think about it.
Yeah, see? That's crazy. My boy can rap too. I don't know if this is gonna conflict.
Yeah, man, probably, man.
Are you gonna like remove the discography, delete the songs, or what you gonna do?
Nah, I ain't taking the songs off, man. Oh, you know, I'm gonna be who I am always. Nice. But yeah, I don't know. I think the rap career is, I don't know about that. I don't know if anyone wants the lawyer who was a rapper, man. I don't know how comfortable I feel with him representing me. Facts.
That was just interesting to bring up. But my boy is just multi-talented, man. So you know he's a wordsmith. You get what I'm saying? He's a wordsmith altogether. But nah, man. Let's get a little more technical. Let's get into some of the terms that our people might be oblivious to when it comes to law. What's some things that you have learned so far or are getting into learning? Anything that people may not know.
That's a that's a curveball. But you know what? I won't even tell you something about law because I ain't been in school yet. But I'll tell you something I didn't know, and this might spark a light or a fire in anybody else. You can go to law school with any type of degree. I was always under the assumption I had to be a criminal justice major or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I found out I could get into law school with an accounting degree, I was like, oh, most definitely. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I definitely want to tell everybody. If it's a thought you ever had about anything, any bachelor's degree will get you into law school. So if you a kid out right now and you want to go to college and you know that you can get the best grades if you major in fashion, but you want to be a lawyer, go major in fashion, get them grades, have a good GPA, and you can still go to law school. That ain't altering nothing.
That's game, man. That's what we do. We give out free game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So where did you go to school originally?
I went to the University of Bridgeport. It's a small school up in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I did all 4 years there and got a bachelor's of science in accounting. My original plan was to get my master's in accounting, but it just wasn't for me, man.
Right.
I could tell that I didn't want to do it because I wasn't pushing it.
So we see it all the time, man. Everything on Facebook, man. College is a scam. You got two black men sitting here with degrees. I'm gonna allow you to give your perspective, and I'm gonna also give mine. I feel like it's. I said I was gonna let you go first.
Hey man, you could have went first, but my perspective is pretty short ended, honestly, because I'm a believer of everything in life. You get out what you put in. If you go to college with the mentality it's a scam, I'm not this, I'm not that, it's not helping with this, it's not helping with that, it's not going to. But if you go to college and you apply yourself and you network, the biggest thing in life in my eyes is always networking. It's never about what you know, it's about who you know. You want to know things, so it's about what you know in a sense, but who you know can get you in the doors a lot faster than what you know. And a lot of people go to school and they don't look at it for that aspect. Everybody thinks they're going to go to school, get a degree, get right out of college and be making $100,000 a year. And that's not how it works. Did you network yourself to get in a position to make that kind of money? Did you do internships? Did you talk to them, talk to this person? You know what I'm saying? So is college a scam or are people scamming themselves?
Do I need to even say anything? I mean, you that's really the fact of the matter, bro. People are, it's just like business. Like you are accepting the contract, right? You're saying, I'm willing to go to this school for such and such amount of years. I'm willing to take this such and such amount of loan in order for you to come up with a plan, whatever the case may be. And everything in life, you got some people who lose the bargain. You got some people who win the bargain. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like if our people were more business minded, and not just gonna blame us because we weren't told the game is to be sold, not told, but you can't just go to college and just party your life away. That's not what it's about. It's really not about partying. I spent my first year partying. After that, I was like, I just paid almost a rack a month for this. I'm not partying no more. So I found a school that was like literally 60% less and had higher credentials. So, you know, it's just all about your priorities and your ability to make business deals, because college is your first business deal. You're giving an 18-year-old $50,000 in debt, $40,000 in debt, and that's a contract they're accepting at that age. So
I'm glad you even said that, because at that age, you don't even think about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
You don't even think about, like, dang, I'm about to put myself in all this debt because, well, you don't think about it if you're somebody like me, because, like I said, I always went into it optimistic that this is going to work out for me.
Word.
Everything in life with me is the glass always half full, the glass never half empty. So I went into it like, okay, I'm going to be in this debt, but what I'm going to get out of this, I'll be able to pay that debt back 10 times. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, for me, I had no other route. Like, as far as, like, if I didn't go to college, like, the environment that Trent was at the moment, it was like, it was either that or college. And it was like, okay, I'm just calculating based upon survival at that point. It wasn't so much my vision. Honestly, my vision was kind of destroyed because, you know, nigga didn't get the college scholarship, didn't get the ball school I wanted originally. So now it's like, it's just, I'm morally thinking about my survival and my friend's survival. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, if I got a dorm up at school, you get what I'm saying? I could have the bros come up for a weekend and get their mind out of shit. You get what I'm saying? So it was a smart, calculated move in that standpoint. But I grew up, you know how it was. Like, my whole life was basketball, so I had no other plan other than basketball. So I felt like, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like becoming a business major would teach me basically the world. And the more I, got into my major, it was like,
you know, that was my major originally, right?
Yeah.
I was business management my first year, and
shit, accounting is business.
Yeah. Only reason I switched from business management, because in my mind, I felt at the time it was too broad because I didn't know the lane I wanted to go with it. It's different with you. You know the lane you want to go. I didn't know where I wanted to go with it. I just was like, okay, business management. So when took an accounting course and did real well, and then I switched to accounting. But all in the same thing. I still graduated from the school of business at my school and everything. So
I honestly switched and dual majored in communications, and that's kind of like led me to where I was going now. And even though I didn't know back then, but I wanted business communications. I didn't like I didn't want to get full into public relations because I wasn't as politically correct and all of that, but I really wanted to get into just overall have some type of writing and communications behind me. You know, something as far as media and knowing media.
Well, definitely, man. Congratulations on that.
No, word, man. Damn, we two young men that's graduated college. I recently graduated. My brother, he graduated a long time ago, for real.
I ain't get to have a ceremony, man. COVID fucked up my senior year. We went home for spring break. I never seen half my college friends ever again.
No, that's why. Like, I feel like a lot of the town, like, we didn't really know that you even graduated college. You would randomly post like, "Hey, y'all, stop playing with me. I might be making jokes, but I got a college degree," and that bust my head one day. I'm like, what?
Yeah, man. Cause you know, I be, if you know me, you know I be on Facebook joking around all the time, and you know people be thinking like, "Oh, this guy, he's just a goofball and everything." Right. But nah, I'm actually really smart, and it's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But I've never been one to broadcast everything I'm doing.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Word. No, facts.
But I definitely had to tell them stop playing with me, man.
Honestly, stuff like that motivated me to go back to school. To be honest, I see that because I'm in the moment. Honestly, I dropped during COVID because I didn't want to do Zoom. I dropped out. Yeah. I couldn't like my home environment wasn't sufficient. Well, I'm making excuses. I probably could have locked in, but
at the time, that's not what you was on. Feel me, bro? You got it done.
That's not how the story went. You know what I'm saying?
Quick thing I want to say, not to cut you off, to anybody out there that's in school, left school, going back to school, it's a marathon. It's not a race. It don't matter if you get that degree your first time or your fourth time, as long as you get that degree.
Facts. Cause look, I'm 27. How old are you?
I'll be 25 next month.
I just graduated spring, or like this past spring, bro. You graduated 2020. You get what I'm saying? So it's really like it's once you get to adulthood, whatever your goals are, you make that for you, for when you are able to do that. You get what I'm saying? So don't compare your journey to anybody else's, even though people might come along the way and inspire you and remind you like, damn, maybe you should go back. Maybe you shouldn't go back. Maybe. I know a lot of people that are successful without degrees. I don't judge them in no way, shape, or form. I know like a lot of wealthy people that don't have degrees. So it's almost like it's the cards. Like we all playing our cards according to our hands that we were dealt. See, like I was meant to go to school, even though I didn't feel like it was I didn't feel like I wanted to be the college dropout. But it wasn't in my cards. You get what I'm saying? I'm dropping out for no reason. Like, no, I don't need this. I'm about to blow up. School was literally in my cards because a lot of the things and the signs in my life was showing me that a lot of the people, even on my campus, was placed into my life for a reason. You get what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
But word, man.
Don't get me started on that, man. Because I think everything happened for a reason.
Every single thing, man. But
I definitely wanted to say that though. I don't want to make it ever seem like I'm forcing school on anybody. School is not for everyone, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what it is something wrong with is not pushing yourself to reach your potential, no matter what your craft is. That's what it's something wrong with.
And honestly, in my opinion, I feel like it's not so much school, it's education. People are too lazy to get on YouTube, honestly, because I ain't gonna lie, my kids might not get degrees according to like, there's people, with the whole technology era, is changing right now. Like my kids, as far as 20 years from now, like they might sell a degree on the internet, the same courses, the same information for about $5,000.
Well,
and this is kind of like the era we're in where the values are shifting. But when I say people need to focus on education, YouTube is literally, we have YouTube. It's free.
And TikTok.
TikTok.
About just as informational as YouTube, believe it or not, man. I believe it or not.
So whatever you want to do, you can learn it on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
I actually want to speak on that real quick, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
YouTube, right? In order to get into law school, you got to take the LSAT. You can't get into law school without taking the LSAT. That's the entrance exam. Mm-hmm. The LSAT go from 120 to 180. It's no passing score, but you need to get a score sufficient to get into a school. So the odds were already stacked against me to go to law school from the time that I originally made the decision, because I had a real low GPA in undergrad. I graduated undergrad with a 2.5. So I needed to get a pretty decent LSAT score to be able to get into law school. I didn't get no LSAT books, no tutors, no courses. All that stuff with thousands of dollars in money that I wasn't spending. I ended up getting a 155 on the LSAT and getting myself a partial scholarship to my school, which is one of the 6 historically black law schools in America. And I did that all off YouTube. Watching YouTube videos on the skills that you need to take the LSAT and doing practice tests. I spent $100 and got the same score as people that spent $3 and $4 grand, all because I applied myself.
Do you see how the topics of our podcast connect to each other? We're talking about how people need to seek higher education through YouTube, and I didn't even know that you did that.
Yeah, I didn't have a book. I didn't have anything. All I did was I paid $100 online. You can access every practice test, which happened to all be old LSAT tests, and I just locked in on YouTube. The LSAT is a test of skills. It's not retaining any knowledge, but you need certain skills to be able to get through the different parts of the test, and it's real tedious, and it's probably the most difficult test I've ever taken in my life. But through applying myself, I was able to complete what I completed without all the resources of everybody else. I did take it twice. First time I got a 150. I took it again and got a 155 about 2 months later. But that was sheer resilience. You know what I mean? Because I could have easily been like, oh, I don't have the opportunity that everybody else has. I don't have this. Let me put it off for a year. You know, then that year turns into 2 years and 3 years. And next thing you know, I stopped my whole goal because I got, you know what I mean? I can't think of the word right now. I got discouraged.
All right. So you talking about the LSAT? I don't know. That always sounded like a difficult ass test. Like that shit it sounded like becoming a doctor or something. Like it scared a lot of people away.
Yeah, it's a difficult test, but anything is achievable if you put your mind to it. And it's really what I think people don't appreciate the grind enough, because it's beauty in the struggle. I went from getting a 134 on my first practice LSAT to 4. I only took 4 practice tests. 4 practice tests later, taking the real LSAT, and I was able to pull a 155. So it's beautiful to just see how I progressed over time. A lot of people shy away from the grind instead of embracing the grind. And I want to give a shout out to all my friends too and family, because everybody supported me while I was taking the LSAT. And you know what I'm saying? I came outside from the house I took the LSAT at, and my boy was outside with a gallon of Casamigos waiting to celebrate. Like all my boys came to my house. Shout out my brother Jay Reed. Mm-hmm. Most definitely, he was there. Long live Reed. Long live Reed. And yeah, I want to definitely give a shout out to him before I get off of here. And that's my brother, man. May he rest in peace. He passed away in an incident that I was also shot in just 5 days after I was accepted into my law school that I'm going to be attending. So I'm blessed to be here, but definitely want to give a shout out to my brother, man. Long live him. He definitely on this journey with me.
No, facts. I didn't want to touch on that until you was ready to bring that up, because I do know it was just crazy. Because when I heard about it, it's like, damn, my boy about to go to law school. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, it's something I wear on my sleeve, honestly, because you know I embrace everything that's ever happened to me in life. You know what I'm saying?
But good even that with just Jay Reed, you know what I mean? I personally know him. I mean, not too personal, but I just knew the type of person he was. Definitely was a good dude. Like I always seen him, you know, bubbly, always seen him happy. You get what I'm saying? So I just wanted to also give my flowers to him as well. You know, long live
definitely
Reed.
appreciate that, man.
But yeah, man, the incident was just, it was kind of saddening, but it also showed that kind of like people like you when you got a purpose, you got to finish. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I definitely feel like I got a greater purpose in life. That the bullet, I got shot in the back with a .40 caliber, an inch from my spine. It went through my kidney and my liver and traveled up and stopped 7 centimeters short of my heart. And it's going to be in me forever. When the doctor came in the room and showed my mom couldn't even hold back her tears because the bullet was so close to my heart. So it's I definitely feel like I got a greater purpose somewhere in life down the line. And I definitely feel like I was blessed to be able to survive that. It's the feeling is it's like G Herbo's album Survivor's Remorse. Like I'm remorseful because like my brother didn't survive, but I'm grateful to be a survivor myself. If that makes any sense.
yeah. I don't got too much to add after that. I can't really go after that. But overall, man, long live Reed. Big shout out to my boy for creating this big accomplishment, for following through. And, you know, shout out to the angels that walk with you, including Reed. And God bless you on your journey. That's all if you got any words, but that's all I can say.
No, definitely, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate you having me here. I just wanted to give an opportunity, like I said, to show people that you could be successful in a lot of ways, even if you're not an athlete or you make music, because people tend to think in the hood that's the only way that you can get out. And I got a blessing to be able to go attend law school and hopefully join the 5% of black lawyers in the United States. And I got a blessing to be able to still continue that race after that situation happened. And just going to take my angels and everything I learned with me through life living here in Trenton. I'm taking it with me, moving on, and you know, Texas ain't ready for me.
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Well, definitely, man.
Thank you, my brother.
Appreciate it.